Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, could Elon Musk's association with Trump decimate his vast fortune that he's built up, the wealthiest person in the world? And of course, the Tesla market cap is involved. That's the question for today. Let's get straight into it. You can see this headline here. Tesla could see 40% of its profits evaporate when Trump takes office. This is from JP Morgan, which is a massive bank. This is no small outfit here, a big institution saying this. The gist here is Tesla's disappointing sales could be a wake-up call for investors. JP Morgan estimated that Trump's proposed cuts to EV subsidies could cost Tesla $3.2 billion, and Musk's car company benefits from existing emissions regulations. So even though he's buddy with Trump, it could hurt Tesla and consequently Elon Musk's fortune. JP Morgan says Tesla is poised for a tough year under the second Trump administration, despite CEO Elon Musk's friendship with the president-elect, and they have been very close. As I've said in videos before, Elon put $277 million into the campaign to get Trump elected. It worked, and now they're best buddies. And Elon has the ear of the president-elect, soon to be president. The bank's analysts estimated that based on Trump's proposals to remove EV tax credits and subsidies that help make Teslas more affordable, about 40% of Tesla's profits could be in danger after Trump takes office. And of course, this comes on news that Tesla's global vehicle deliveries fell in 2024 for the first time in years. Musk's car company is already seeing a slowdown in demand. On Thursday, it reported a drop in annual vehicle sales for the first time. Did make a video about that, especially in relation to the Cybertruck, which I'll get into here again. They say Tesla does not appear to us on track to dominate the world auto industry amidst the electrification transition, which we view as only the starting point for present valuation. Now, they have a price target on Tesla stock. They say the slowing of deliveries, even ahead of a likely subsidy removal, we think has the potential to refocus investors on the deterioration in deliveries, revenue, gross profit, EBIT, EPS, and FCF estimates across all periods, Brinkman wrote, reiterating a bearish $135 price target for the stock. That will come as quite a shock to some Tesla investors, bulls who have targets way above that, and the stock price itself is way above that right now. So they're saying that it will come down. That's their price target. Meanwhile, while these delivery numbers have come out, Elon Musk is tweeting about other things, just talking about distractions. Elon Musk just said, no, we're going straight to Mars. The moon is a distraction. He's talking about getting to Mars with SpaceX, getting people excited about getting to Mars, keeping the excitement up there. Mass to orbit is the key metric, Elon says. Thereafter, mass to Mars surface. The former needs to be in the megaton to orbit per year range to build a self-sustaining colony on Mars. And whenever he says things like this, articles get written about it. This is Ars Technica. Could they even get to the moon? Is that why he's saying this? Because he doesn't think they'll be able to even do that. So a much further goal to Mars. How long is it going to take? It's a big distraction for sure. Is the moon a distraction, or is getting to Mars the distraction from other things going on in Elon's companies? And here we see Fox News talking about it. They're supportive of Trump and Elon these days. They say Elon Musk moves to make Starbase Texas the official gateway to Mars, keeping people excited about it. Meanwhile, back in the real world with SpaceX and what they've been doing lately, the latest SpaceX Starship launch, Flight 6, took place on November 19th. You might have seen that. It did not reach orbit, but did carry a banana as its payload. Remember what Elon Musk just said about the payload needed? Way more than a banana, and how long is it going to take for them to get this kind of payload per year into space? The Starship launches they've been having lately have no payload, and they've been having enough trouble with those step-by-step incremental. How long is it going to take to get this amount of material per year to Mars? It did not achieve full orbit as the mission was designed to be a suborbital test flight. So that's where they're testing, let alone getting to orbit, getting to Mars. It all seems like a long way away yet. And the payload, the flight carried a single banana as the payload, marking Starship's first ever physical payload. So they've got to get people in here and not fry them to a crisp. They've got to get lots of payload, megatons per year. Elon says, how long is this going to take? But as long as we're focused on the future, we don't have to be focused on what Tesla and SpaceX are doing right now. As long as they're taking off in more frequent flights, it's all going well, right? They're burning through government money to do this as well. And this Reddit post talks about it too. I'm not going to read this all out. It says, we're going straight to Mars. The too long didn't read of it is Tesla and SpaceX use 3D renders to fool you into thinking they can do things they can't in order to take your money. Talking about the money from government money, which SpaceX does get a lot of per year. Now Elon's in that position of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. Do you think he's going to take money from SpaceX or Tesla or other places, maybe even Social Security? And back to the Tesla results. My previous video was about this. Tesla Cybertruck sales are disastrous. Sales of the controversial pickup truck are stalling a year into the production ramp. They're not selling nearly as much as Elon wants to, is what they said. 250,000 a year. It's not going well. They seem to be running out of buyers for the Cybertruck. Now, if you're getting value out of this episode so far, I'd really appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. It really does help. And this chart, which I showed in that last video, Tesla records first ever drop in electric vehicle deliveries, negative 1.1 in 24, as opposed to really positive in the years before. And a lot of investors thought it was going to be 50% a year, but even 40, 30, and now it's negative for deliveries. And this headline that I showed in my last video as well, Tesla annual deliveries fall for the first time as competition hurts demand. People were saying, where's the competition? The competition is coming. The competition for electric vehicles is well and truly here, including from Chinese company BYD. China's electric vehicle leader BYD posts record sales in 2024. BYD is doing very well where I live. If you're in the US, perhaps you don't see that because there aren't so many. It's mostly Tesla, so you'd be forgiven for thinking, what's BYD? Where are they? But they're doing very well globally. And these are the figures. Annual electric car sales. We can see here BYD now matching Tesla, neck and neck with Tesla. So there's definitely competition, strong competition now. And this headline and graph in relation to China, Tesla annual China shipments from Shanghai drop for the first time, and competition for full self-driving, which Tesla hasn't achieved yet. Unsupervised full self-driving, Waymo is doing that. More than 150,000 paid rides per week now. In this headline, Waymo and Hyundai enter multi-year strategic partnership, so partnering with another big automaker. Hyundai is making electric cars too, and they're building a factory in the US for them too. There'll be that competition as well. And this headline pointing to Tesla moving away from cars or making it not the focus for obvious reasons. As deliveries decline, they want to put the focus in other areas. Tesla's car business isn't really in the driver's seat. Majority of EV makers' market cap rides on hopes of robotaxis, robots, and AI. But the stock is now at a sharp premium even to other tech titans. The stock price, the market cap, has jumped since the election with the hope that Trump will help Elon. But is that going to be the case? If you just look at what's actually happening with Tesla, where their revenue comes from, majority from cars, deliveries are going down. We'll have to see what happens this year, but the focus is going to these other things which aren't making revenue yet. It's all this future hope, which Elon is pointing to. Trust me, bro, it's going to be great. As we can see here, the Elon and Tesla stock pumpers and promoters, Farzad, one of them, given the developments with FSD and Tesla bot, the quarterly delivery numbers are inconsequential. He says, I showed this in the last video as well, as long as Tesla continues to exponentially improve FSD, he says, full self-driving, which is currently supervised, which will provide the core technology for the bot, Optimus bot, they'll win a lot. It's pretty simple in my opinion. He said, easy, don't look at the cars don't matter, inconsequential. But we know if the deliveries were growing, they'd be crowing about it, talking about it all the time, how great the deliveries are, how fast it's growing. But now it's inconsequential because that's not happening. So they're pointing to the Cybercab when FSD, full self-driving, is allowed on the roads. This car has no pedals, no steering wheel, or at least it was shown at the We Robot event like that. They could release it just as an inexpensive car. They could decide to do that. But they're putting their hopes on the robotaxi with millions of these on the roads, and also the robot Optimus bots serving drinks, working in factories. When's that going to be? The hype's all about that, the future of that. I'm actually pretty optimistic about humanoid robots being a thing, but I don't know how long it's going to take and how they ramp up. And Tesla making a huge amount from it, I think that's quite far in the future, but I think they will get some working in factories quite soon. But that doesn't mean that there's going to be millions and millions of them quite quickly. It will take quite a long time, I think. And in the meantime, the Tesla stock price and market cap has gone to the moon based on these things. There's a lot that's in there already. And Elon turning to other projects as well, focusing on other things away from Tesla. XAI valuation reaches over 40 billion after 6 billion funding round. So if Tesla doesn't go so well, trying to move some of the market value, some of his fortune to XAI, that's where the hot companies are right now. He's trying to play catch up. They're definitely not in the lead there, but he is trying to catch up with that and make that into possibly $1 trillion company. If Tesla doesn't work out so well, he's still got things like this, right? And we can't forget that he bought Twitter quite expensively, calling it X, or eggs as I like to call it. Elon Musk's Twitter takeover has been a financial fiasco, no matter the math. This article is from December 15th, 2024, talking about some of the numbers to do with Twitter after the buy, how badly that's been going for him. And we all remember where he told advertisers to go F themselves and threatened to sue advertisers for not advertising after that. So it's been a bit of a disaster. He talks about free speech and this question marks whether it is free speech. That's another story for another day. In short, this article points out even at Fidelity's new higher valuation, the original $33 billion of equity is down by about $23.7 billion at this point. Musk is down about $18.6 billion, they estimate. His co-investors, who put $7.1 billion into the deal, are down about $5.1 billion. So the investors won't be liking that. Elon is really trying to say he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the money, but this is substantial. As they say, sure, Musk, the world's richest person, may be able to laugh off these losses, but to Barron, Fidelity, and Musk's 17 other co-investors, those big losses are no laughing matter. And that is true, even though Elon's fortune is estimated at nearly $500 billion, depending on the Tesla stock price, the market cap of SpaceX and his other companies. It's still a lot. And this gives some indication of the breakdown of Elon's net worth. It is from 2020, so fairly old now. Things have changed, as I said, with XAI and SpaceX going up. But as a percentage, Tesla is still a big percentage of his net worth. So a lot is riding on the success of Tesla. If the stock price went down a lot, if it didn't work out, it would decrease his fortune a lot. It would decimate his fortune. In fact, if Tesla didn't work out, if the stock price went down, if profits went down and investors decided, hey, what's going on here? And robots weren't just around the corner and FSD wasn't just around the corner. Now he's saying 2025, 2026 in a limited release, Texas, California. If that doesn't work out, what's going to happen? He'll put more focus on the robots and get that going to try and keep it propped up, because a lot of his fortune is riding on this. Let's not forget that. And in terms of his massive compensation package, don't forget that's still going on. Delaware judge reaffirms ruling that invalidated massive Tesla pay package for Elon Musk. So that's still going on. He's been wanting this massive compensation. The judge has still said no. The shareholders have voted for it, but it's still hanging in the air. It hasn't gone through yet. He'll be hoping that Trump can help. He might lose interest if he doesn't get this compensation, but again, a lot of his fortune is riding on this. And as I've said, he put $277 million into Trump's campaign. So will Trump help with this? Will he be able to help him out? He doesn't even like EVs. Trump is more in the fossil fuel side, big oil and those kinds of companies. So Elon's trying to buy his way in there. So far, it's been successful. He's been spending a lot of time at Mar-a-Lago Elon has planted himself most literally at Trump's doorstep again, as I said in the last video, reminding him that he's been staying at the $2,000 a night cottage at Mar-a-Lago in the president-elect's ear, in Trump's ear, to try and get favorable things for his companies, no doubt. He says it's for the country, but you can bet that it's for himself. He's been talking about political things worldwide, more and more about politics, and really acting like an oligarch in the US, and even going out into other countries, to the rest of the world, a world oligarch. And we can see here what Elon might be after from Trump. Trump lines up behind Tesla to oppose car crash safety rule. So if they don't report car crashes and they have FSD, full self-driving, when it's not quite ready, and they don't have to report crashes and all the problems, that would really help. It certainly wouldn't help the public. It wouldn't help Tesla customers and people riding in their cars, but it would help Elon and Tesla to a certain extent, unless there were many, many crashes. And so rushing this out, he said every year FSD's coming, and is this a way to rush it out when it's not quite ready? And this post points out what might be the real problem for Elon and his vast fortune. What is going on? Who likes Elon at this point, it asks. The left hates him for being a bigot. The right hates him for the H-1B visa thing, which was in the last couple of weeks. 4chan hates him for being a poser. That's another story. He got bashed on there. Trump is probably embarrassed by him in private, maybe. He's been really kind of embarrassing in public and tweeting all the time. His children hate him because he's a deadbeat father. You see one child that he spends time with. Masterful gambit, Elon, literally nobody FWU. So is that the problem here? He's really alienating more and more people around the world. People in the UK don't seem to like him because of sticking his nose into politics there. He's joined MAGA, all in on MAGA, and he really says what he wants. Free speech for him, no matter what the consequences. Perhaps a lot fewer liberals are buying Tesla cars. That seems like that's part of the delivery decline. And are MAGA people even buyers of EVs? Trump doesn't like them. There's a lot of MAGA people who don't like EVs at all. So is he barking up the wrong tree here? So what do you think of this? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that his buddying up to Trump will actually help him increase his fortune, or will it decrease it? As JP Morgan says, could go down by 40% for Tesla anyway, and his other products. Is he turning people off left and right? What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments. Now on screen, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put a link to a related video. Go and see that now if you want to, and a subscribe link. Do subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of content from me in the very near future. And thanks to everybody for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.